Hello, it's Elizabeth from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and today I'm just doing a quick handover video of the Elddis Signature 155. So the first thing you'll find on the right hand side of the van is your whale external water pump. Super simple, all you do is you push the blue collar back and the black cap will just pop off like that. All you do is you push your external shower in there and then you can use it to shower your boots, bikes, dogs, even kids if you want to. And then to pop it back in, all you do is push the black nozzle back and it's close it. So behind the back wheel on the right hand side, you've got your dirty and clean water taps. You'll use these when you're sort of winterising your van, or if you've taken any form of contaminated water. All you do is you hold it steady. It'll either say closed or open, and you just turn it around. Obviously at the minute no water's coming out because we've got no dirty water on board except a little dribble. You can leave this open when you're travelling back from a site just to shake any excess water out. I'll close it now, and also the same for your clean freshwater tank. You just spin it round and it'll open, and then back to close it. So on the driver's side at the back, you've got your cassette. All you do to open it up is just push the little buttons in and it comes away. As long as your blade's closed on the inside of the toilet, you'll be able to pull it out. You just pull the orange handle up and it just slides out. It's got a handy little handle so you can drag it along the ground when you go to empty it. When you come to emptying it, all you do is pull this round, unscrew your grey cap, and then tip it up and push this orange button. Just allow some air in, stop it glugging when you empty it. Fill it with a bit of water, give it a shake and empty it again. And then before you put it back in, you can put some green or blue liquid in here depending on what the site prefers. And then you can screw the cap back on and slide it back in. The compartment where you fill up your fresh water tank, all you do is pop a hose, pop it in there and then give it a couple of minutes. We'd always advise you just leave the hose in there until it overflows and it's coming out the bottom of the van, just so you know that it's full and you'll have enough water for the rest of your trip. You can lock this as well to stop anyone tampering with it. It's just this little silver key, so you can just make sure that's securely locked. To put your hookup cable in, you'll need this key that just slides out like that. Pop it in, give it a turn and use the key handle to open it up. All you do when you hook it up, you just lift the collar up, make sure the 3 pins are aligned on the inside, and you just slide it up there so it's secure. Pop your cable through this little gap in the seal so you can shut this and keep it locked and secure. And you've also got your leisure battery, which you've got easy access to as well. At the back of the van on the passenger side, you've got your barbecue point. So all you do is you pop the silver piece here into the barbecue hose and then it just slots in to your adapter here. As long as you've got gas on board and in your gas bottles, you just turn this on and you can use your outside barbecue point. Next to your barbecue point, you've just got a little bit of storage under the bed at the back. Just be careful when you're putting things in not to knock your whale pump, any of your heating stuff, so just be careful and keep in mind you've got some delicate machinery in the back. Next to your little garage space, you've got your gas locker. It will take 2 6-kilogram bottles. When you're connecting your pigtail to the gas bottle, just remember it's lefty tighty, righty loosey, not the other way around, as it's gas. Once one gas bottle's empty, transfer it to the next one and then replenish them as and when you need. Behind your passenger door, you've got your diesel filler and your AdBlue filling point. It's always advised that you fill up at a gas station where they take Arctic lorries, as it's a little bit cheaper than buying it in the drum. Your diesel cap just comes off with your ignition key. You just turn it and then you can fill up your diesel. On the inside of the passenger door, you've got your tyre air pressures that would be advised, so you can have a look at that and check it whenever you're filling your tyres up. Under the passenger seat, in this little grey box, you've got your tow and eye kit, just in case of emergencies, so it's nicely tucked away. And then just on the inside here, you've got your bonnet release. So under the bonnet, you'll find your screen washer fluid. You've got your engine coolant. It will expand slightly when the engine's turned on, as it'll heat up, and it will rise slightly, so don't be worried if it's not quite at max when it's cold. You've got your brake fluid, your engine oil, you've got your dipstick just down here. And then if you ever need to give or receive a jump start, you've got your negative point here and your positive down here, which is covered by this little cap. And all you do is pop your key in it and it just pulls up like so.
Right.
Once you get into your van, you'll see your control panels on the right hand side. To make anything in your van work, you've got to turn this on button. It's sort of your control master switch. You can turn your internal lights on from here, and then there'll be rocker switches around the van to individually turn lights on and off. You've also got your awning light on the side here for outside. Next to it, you'll see a little battery. This just tells you the charge of your battery and also your waste and then fresh water levels. Just below it, you've got your heating and water. They will run off just gas, just electric, or you can run them off both. If you press this gas here, it's blue. It'll turn orange when it's got feed of gas through and it's working off gas. And then you can turn it up to about 30 degrees or down, depending on how warm you want your van. As long as the setting on here is warmer than the outside temperature, it'll kick in. When you're using it on electric, you can have it on 1 dot, 2 dot or 3 dot, which is 1 kilowatt of energy, 2 kilowatt or 3, depending on the site, but generally in England you'll be on 1 or 2. Same for the water, you can have it on gas, electric, and you've got 2 settings. You've got it up to here, which is on gas, and then you can turn it up a little bit, which is on electric. In the big closet, you'll find your TV aerial and booster. So when you get to a site, you'll want to unscrew this white bit at the top so you can push your aerial up, and always make sure you've got someone outside just to see where it's pointing. Look at other vans on the site to check which direction their aerials are, and you can turn yours depending on which way theirs are going. And then turn this back the other way, make sure it's tight just in case there's any wind, it won't turn your aerial around. If you need a slightly stronger signal, as long as you've got your red light on, you can turn this up or down depending on the signal strength you need. And obviously before you leave a site, make sure you're pulling your aerial back down so it's safe to travel, and have the sticker facing forward so you know it's in the right position, and then tighten it back up before you leave a site. So in the back of the van under your bed, you can also access some storage just by pulling your bed up gently. Again, when you're packing stuff away under here, just be careful of your whale pump and all the delicate pipes around the side, just so you don't knock anything and cause any damage. But just under here as well, you've also got your trips and fuses. So you've got trips for inside the van, fuses for inside the van, and then you've got your trip here. If you're hooked up and then you're not receiving any power, so you can't turn your lights on or your microwave's not working, press this button here. If this goes down, it means there's something wrong. The power's coming into the van, but there's something wrong inside the van. But if that doesn't trip, you know there's something wrong with the site and you have to go see your site manager to resolve the issue. You can also get some spare fuses off Amazon. So if a fuse blows, you can replace it easily when you're away on holiday. And also this little button down here, if you're using your van in the winter months and you're going out for a day, you can turn this on. It'll just heat your water tanks just slightly and keep it tepid so your water doesn't freeze. so you have water on days out. So coming into the bathroom, you'll find your sink nicely tucked away in here. So all you do is you just push the button in and it gives you a little handle to pull it down. And then you can use your tap. Be careful if you fill up your sink and it's not all drained away, just give it a couple of minutes, otherwise you'll be soaking the rest of your van. And then make sure your tap and the spout is facing to the bed, just so you can pop your sink away nicely. You've got some cupboards in here as well, just to store all your stuff that you may need. So for the toilet, all you do is press this little button down here and that'll give you a flow of water. And then just down here, you've got a little grey lever which opens the blade for you to use the toilet. But make sure once you're done to close the blade to stop any smells, and obviously to be able to access your cassette from the outside. You'll know it's full when there's a little red light that comes up here, which just indicates it's full and it's time to be emptied. So above your sink in the kitchen, you've got your microwave with your glass plate. It just works how it would at home. You just turn it around. You've got your 30 seconds clock, timer, stop, clear, power, and then you can also change the time and defrost. If you've hooked your van up, this is also a very good indicator to say that you are connected to mains. If this red light isn't on, you've not got any power in the van. Below it, you've got your sink with a little glass top. You've got a draining board as well that just fits on the side, so you can do your washing up and leave everything to drain on here. And then we've got your hot water and cold. I've had it on for a little bit, so that water's hot now and working. Before you put your lid down, make sure you have your tap and handle moved back, otherwise you might just shatter the glass. And that just slots in there like that. So to use your Dometic fridge, you've got three-way fridge, but you select which one you prefer. So that's off, and then you can have it on mains, engine battery, or gas. When it's on engine battery, it won't cool the fridge anymore, it'll just keep it the same temperature. So if you're travelling a couple of hours down the road, put your fridge on the day before at home, get it nice and cold, put your food in, and then when you're travelling, it'll just keep it at that temperature. If you're wanting it on gas, it won't light by itself. So down here you've got a little gauge that'll tell you if it's in the green, it means it's lit. So all you do is press the temperature dial, press that in, and the lightning button, which will just spark it. Hold it down and you'll see the red slowly moving into the green, and then you can let go and you know your fridge has been lit. And then inside the fridge you've got a little cool box on top for your frozen bits, and then the rest of your cup fridge. So now we're looking at the oven. Always make sure you lift your glass cover up. You have your 240 hob, which is this one on the left. Be careful when it is on, just to make sure that you don't touch it, because you will burn yourself. Your middle one on the left is this hob, and then the two on the right are these two. So I'll just show you them working now. And obviously once you've had your hobs on, make sure that it's fully cooled before you put the glass cover down, otherwise it will shatter if it's too hot, and that will make a big mess. You've got your grill here. And then just below it, you've got your oven. So to open the windows, all you do is just pull these little black levers, make sure they're all open, and then you just push your window out to whatever angle you prefer. And to keep it open, all you do is tighten the little black bits here, and then once you're done, you just loosen it, it comes back in. If you're just wanting a little bit of a breeze on a night time, you can just keep them there and then lock it, just so you've got a tiny bit of airflow coming through the van. always remember before you leave a site, make sure your windows are fully closed so they don't get ripped off when travelling. Every window's got a fly screen that just pulls down gently and clips in, and a blackout blind. Just be careful when you remove them, don't let them go because they're on springs, so they will fly up pretty fast. So just keep a hold of them and gently bring it up. So to make the front bed up, all you do is you just slide the bottom bit of the chair, you slide it out into the middle and make sure it meets. And then to make a slightly more comfortable night's sleep, where the knee rests are, just spin it round. To the top and bottom of the bed, just so when you put the backrest in the middle, you've got a flat bit to lie on instead of having a bump in the middle. And then under each side, you also have travelling seats. I'll just move the cushions out of the way. So under each of your benches, you've got travelling seats. So all you do is pull by the handle up, and then you've got two little levers here. So all you do is just slightly push this up, pop the levers in, and it'll fold down. And then you've got a little cover on your seat. To get the seat up, you have to pull this black handle and push the backrest up slightly, and then there's a black lever here that brings the rest of the chair up. You might have to sort of jiggle it around a little bit to straighten it out. And then your backrest just simply comes up and slots in the back there. And then you also have your seat belt and buckle tucked away nicely. So behind the driver's passenger seat, you've got your boiler drain down. So if you're winterising your van, you want to make sure all the water on board's off. So once you've emptied your fresh and waste water outside the van, come into the van with the pump on. Make sure this handle is towards the back of the van, and it'll pump all the water out of the boiler. At the same time, open up your taps in the kitchen and bathroom and unscrew your shower head. So once all the water's out, nothing's left sat in the pipes, so you don't get any frost damage over winter. Yeah. So in the front of the van, we'll start on the right side. You can change the angle of both your big and small mirrors from this little button. So there you can go up, down, just from that there. And then on the steering wheel, you can mute the radio, unmute it. You've got voice command, and you can also turn the radio up and down from here. And then on this side, if you've got your phone connected, you can answer a call, hang up, and you can also change through stations on this side as well. On the right hand side, you've got your wiper settings. You've got your lights and indicator on the top left one, and then cruise control on the bottom. You can move the steering wheel. Down here there's a little handle you just pull, so you can move it forwards and backwards depending on how long your arms are. You can also flick through the settings on here with the mode button down here. So you press that once, and then you've got arrows to go up and down, so you can go through a few different settings. And then on your radio, you can turn it on and off from here. You can also turn the volume up and down. You can mute it, or if on a night time you want your radio on but you don't want the screen on, you can just turn the screen off. The radio will still play, but it just means you don't get the light from it. You can go through different radio stations You've got your back button, and then you can go through settings, so you can change your clock, your date, depending if you go to a different country or not. You've got radio, media on the buttons below. Obviously there's no phone connected at the minute, so there's no media device. You've got your sat nav you can go through, and then you've got clock, compass, and your different trips. You've got your aircon, you can go hot, cold, depending on different fan speeds. You've got where you want the air to be blowing. Got your hazards. You can lock the van from inside down here for on a night time. And then to connect your phone, you just plug it into this USB port and it will connect to the radio.